Yes. Mr. Rashid, I just want to know what kind of techniques do you use to solve problems on your projects? Because I know a lot of us have jobs, you know, from TS4 alumni, but everyone's role is a little bit different. Everyone does things differently. I just want to know what techniques you use for your projects in your current role, please.
To solve the problem,
Yes.
first thing is that you need to understand the problem. What is the problem, right? So if you don't know the problem, you will not solve it. So understanding the problem is important. So first thing is understand the problem. And then in your team, uh, you might have some expert on this problem, or he already have the solution, or then or you may have the like solution in the Confluence place on this. So just go search that documentation if there is any documentation. If there is no documentation, go ask someone, talk to your manager that okay, this is there any like before you do that, actually before you do that, do your research actually, that okay, is there any solution out there for this? Because if you do research, you will find that yeah, the similar problem might have a solution already in there in the internet, right? So if you find that solution, okay, then it is good. But if you don't find it, then you can check with the person that who has a better understanding of this problem. So I usually do this, like whenever I have a problem, I try to understand why this is problem, why the problem is happening in the first thing, right? And then what part of the application the problem is happening. If like say that the problem is happening in one part, so who's the developer is developing? Is there anything a dependency related issue, or like plugging related issue, or integration related issue is there or no? So I talk to them. I set up a personal meeting with them whenever they have time. I do the Slack hurdle with them, like when I'm at home. And then if I get something from them, yeah, I try to implement that. If I don't get something from them, or he doesn't know, then I try to do my own research, and then I talk to my manager. And at the end, my manager is also an expert on that. So then I talk to my manager that I was trying to solve this problem, and then I couldn't figure it out. So can I get some support from you? And then he also gives me advice like, okay, you can do this or do that. And then we have our premium support to our AWS. If there is no way that we can do it, then we can always ask support from AWS, and AWS always gives us support for that. So this is the way actually I do solve problem in my current company.
Yep. So I can summarize a couple of things. So for the I understood every single dot, by the way. So the couple things he said, remember, he already pulled himself back. Wait a minute, I do research myself. It's very important. Okay. So yes, always know the what and why, right? And then do your own research. When you said the research, make some documentation. You mentioned that, right? So these are the fundamental steps forever. Okay, regardless where you work, what project you work, either the good manager or the bad manager, they all love this. Okay, because the no job is a spoon feeding job, and we do not. We are hired the engineer, not to ask me the question how to do this, right? So follow this fundamental approach is going to build your fundamentally strong. You will be competent and you'll be expert. In fact, the things will happen is everyone will be reliable on your approach. Why? Because this manager asked Kaiser and the insurer. Insurer, it's an example. You don't do this, I'm just giving an example. Or Kaiser and Shiblu. Shiblu is always the moment they given a task, and so I don't know it how to do this. And the Kaiser is, oh, wait a minute, I'll get back to you in 30 minutes. Kaiser did the research and they did some documentation, some idea, and then Kaiser said the manager what he did. Next time, manager is not going to ask me anymore because I already said it. Hey, I don't know how to do this. Can you help me? But Kaiser approach was right. He did some research, did some analysis, probably put some one-page documentation. So he did put his effort into the task. That's the you should do always. This is the industry best practice, regardless of the situation you have. Thank you. Kaiser, do you want to say anything? No, you're mute.
Oh, sorry, Shilva, did you ask me a question?
No, I said, did I cover
Yeah,
your?
yeah.